Hello. Today, February 9th, we see the moon in Cancer conjunct Mars in retrograde motion. Conjunctions are times of alliance where the planetary energies stand in alignment, allowing those energies to link together and balance. Conjunctions are very peaceful aspects that allow us to connect the planetary energies into this flow of energy that is going to bring these two planets' aspects together to allow us to fly forward. The moon is the illumination of our inner self, our emotional self, our intuitive knowing self. It is the self that only we truly know, and our subconscious inner side of being. The moon is linked to our emotions and feelings, and the way that we perceive ourselves, our emotions, our feelings, and the world around us. It enables us to bring these inner qualities of our being to the surface, to shine into our personalities and the ways that we turn up in the world. At the time of this alignment with the moon and Mars, the moon is in the gibbous moon phase. This is where the moon is growing in illumination as it moves away from the sun before it is in full illumination when the moon is opposite the sun. The waxing gibbous stage, the gibbous moon, is all about building the things that we have been growing. It is this momentum of growth, of abundance, motivating us to continue to take actions forward towards those intentions and goals that we set at the new moon. And it's really about illuminating ourselves in the actions that we take. While in the zodiac sign of Cancer, the moon is in its home sign, as Cancer is the ruler of the moon. This brings a deeper energy to the moon's power, as Cancer has similar aspects, qualities, and characteristics as the moon holds. Cancer is the water, cardinal water sign. It is about acting on our emotional waters. It is also linked to family, to home, to security, to protection. The crab, the archetype of Cancer, is about being protective of our vulnerable insides. So being protective of those things that we emotionally care for, those things that we love and cherish. So while the moon is in Cancer, it is looking at our emotional aspects of being, our intuitive forms of being, and really allowing us to shine, allowing us to see ourselves in our inner forms, in our more vulnerable forms, and allowing us to find forms of protection and security that will allow us to be safe in our home, in our being, in our families, in our emotional waters. A very powerful alignment of energies that really guide us within and allow us to find those things within our being that are important to our sense of self. Mars is the planet of action, of focus, of energy and drive. It represents our actions, the way we initiate actions, the things that bring us ambition, the things that we work towards, what drives us, our desires, our motivation, how we use and direct the energy that we hold, what and how we focus on things, and that movement through our life that brings intensity. It is about power and how we use that power. Mars is really about the motions that we put into action that create our world in its being. How we take the desires and ideas that we hold and we ground them into being and we act upon them. This card has a sword on it, linking it to the mind. For there are no actions without the ideas of the mind. And it is about bringing the ideas of the mind into motion, into being, through the actions that we take. While Mars has been moving through Cancer, it has been looking and allowing us to look at the ways that we turn up and act within our being, for ourself, for our homes, for our families, how we act on our emotions, how we don't act on our emotions, how our emotions drive us forward, good or bad, and really allowing us to see the connection between our emotional self and our active self, bringing that mental realm in as well, connecting our mental ideas with our emotions and making action. This has been a very powerful transit, as in order to manifest things into being, it is all about thinking things into being, feeling things into being, and then acting them into being, drawing all three of these energies together to push us into action. At present, Mars is in retrograde motion. Retrograde motion means that the planet appears to be moving backwards from where we stand here on Earth. Retrograde motions are annual motions of the planet and are seen as the planet moving through the underworld, allowing us to bring things from the unconscious to the surface to be illuminated and processed, and really gives us these energies of reassessment, review, reevaluation, really allowing us to look at things from a different level to enable us to bring them to the surface. Mars will be in retrograde until the 23rd of February. So we're coming to the end of its retrograde period. It began its retrograde period in the sign of Leo, sign of the lion, connected to the heart, and moved into the sign of Cancer. While in this sign in retrograde motion, we have been reevaluating our actions and how we have been acting for ourselves, for our homes, for our families, and for others. Seeing how we act on our emotions, seeing how we act towards the things that really matter to us, the desires we hold within. So this retrograde period in Cancer of Mars has been very important for us to look at the tensions that we hold in our homes, to look at the tensions we hold in our actions, or maybe where we are not acting, or where we are triggered in these areas. It has allowed us to look at our family matters, look at the ways we've been nurturing our growth, nurturing our actions, and really looking at ways to heal those heart wounds that have been brought up through this retrograde motion. Mars will remain in Cancer until April 18th. So after it comes out of retrograde motion, we're going to have some time to really take in the lessons that we have learned through this retrograde period. So this conjunction, this alignment of the moon and Mars today is really allowing us to solidify the actions that we take, to see how we act from our emotional self, to see if we are acting from our inner being, and bringing those energies together, allowing us to act from a place of integrity, from a place of sovereignty, and really connecting these two planetary energies together. Mars is a personal planet, so it has more effect over us all personally. So for each individual, this alignment is going to feel different. It is going to bring different aspects of both planetary bodies together, as well as the zodiac aspects from Cancer, really allowing us to unify and align in our active self, our emotional self, our intuitive self, and giving us some time to review how we need to move forward, where we need to act from, and where these actions are going to help us as we grow our goals, as we work towards the things that we are bringing into being. Beautiful energies that are going to allow us to act from an emotional place, but one that is grounded in our desires, grounded in our being, and grounded in our goals.